Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a kind of a mini tutorial on how I make my laminated traveler's notebook covers. By the paper, you can see here that I am doing a St. Patty's themed one. This is from the Lots of Luck collection that I picked up from scrapbook.com last year. It is a double-sided one. Now you can totally use single-sided paper. It's just on the inside, it'll just be white. So I've decided I'm gonna make the rainbows and well, this fun side of the cover. All right, so I'm just kind of gonna go through the supplies. All right, guys, so start with any patterned 12 by 12. Because it's being laminated, doesn't matter what the weight is, whether it be whatever, 110, 120, down to copy paper weight. So there is that. A paper trimmer to cut down the paper to size. And then I'll get into talking a little bit about sizing. I've also got here just the regular crocodile. I've got my, what is this called? Like the big bite or big chomper or something like that. So I've got that one. And then I also have a corner rounder. Now, if you don't plan on rounding your corners, you can skip this little tool here. All right. And then lastly, so closures for traveler's notebooks, it's your call. Elastic, this is my favorite size, which I'm sorry, I don't, oh, what's it on here? 1.88 meters, or sorry, 1.8 meters. I don't even know what I'm saying. Or my other thought is you can make one of those snap closures using something like the plastic snaps. And I recently showed that in my, one of my previous videos. I bought the set of plastic snaps. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet with this particular one. But I may use elastic as well. So there is that. All right, guys, now let's jump into talking about sizing. So traveler's notebook, I believe, now I don't know this because I'm not a historian on traveler's notebooks, but I believe the classic size is 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. For me, you guys, do whatever pleases you. Sometimes people do, what is it, like a B or A6, B something, whatever, like 5 by 7s, 4 by 6s, it's your call. I personally like to add a little bit of a spine, and I'll show you guys, like this here. This is one I've made previously, and there is a 1 inch spine to it. I'm pretty sure it's 1 inch. Yeah, it's 1 inch spine. So I do cut my paper. Here, I'll tell you the dimensions of this. Yeah, this is about, this actually does look like it's 8 1/4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So 8 1/4 for the length, and for the width, I do cut my 12 by 12 down by 10. So I'm going to do that now, you guys. And I'll try my best to get it in frame, but if I don't, I'll kind of talk it through. So I'm just cutting right now my length down to 8 1/4. And if you guys can hear, I do have my laminator just heating up. And if you guys are looking for a good cheapy one, like you're not doing anything hardcore, this Amazon Basics, I love it. And it came with an added on of 100 of these laminating sheets here. And oh my gosh, it was like so affordable. I think it like came to $40 or $42 or something like that. So that was a part of my Christmas gift from my hubby. I'm just trying to line this paper up as straight as possible. So there is this, and you could, you know, you always save that for doing folders or whatever. for the signatures. Now, in this particular video, I don't plan on doing a signature at all. I could do a follow-up video. I'm not sure. You guys know how I feel about tutorials. I'm not, so, like, it's just not really my forte, tutorials. So I'm gonna cut this paper down to about 10. So I'm gonna take off 2 inches so that my dimensions are 8 1/4 by 10 for my sheet. And so this is what it's gonna look like. Yeah. But like I said, you guys, I'm not a stickler. Do what size works for you. I will say, if you guys are planning to buy your inserts, like your signatures, then you might want to stick with a more classic dimension. Like maybe sticking with the 8 1/2 by, or 8 1/4 by 4 1/4 if you're planning on purchasing your signatures. But if you're like me and you're making them your own, you can customize your signatures to any size. That's the other benefit of creating your own, is that you can totally customize everything. My desk right now is a mess, so I'm so sorry, you guys, if you're like, what the heck is all that? So I don't have, you know, one of those huge scoreboards. I have one of these We Are Memory Keepers. Well, it is a scoreboard, but it's like the score trimmer type deal. So I'm trying to get it within frame for you guys to see here. So like I said, here again, you guys, like if you want, like I've made traveler's notebook that have like signatures that are, that have a 1/2 inch spine. It's your call, absolutely your call. So I've got my piece of paper lined up. I have 10, so the page, like width here is 10 inches. So for me, I'm gonna score at 4 1/2 in order to have an inch spine, 4 1/2 on each side. So I just, yeah, count in 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2. So I'm scoring there. And then from this side, or, you know, I don't know, I flip it because I'm like partial to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, you know, as you're filming, it's like, I don't know, I guess knowing someone's gonna be watching, I'm more cautious. I'm not like, oh, made a mistake, whatever. Now, this is the sheet scored. Really simple stuff. And this is where you decide if you want to round your corners, you guys. Now's the time to do it before you put it through your laminator. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I haven't made a traveler's notebook in like a couple weeks, so I feel like I should have been filming this video when I was like trying to bang it all out. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of my little store tool, and then so with my laminator, so it does say it's ready and it's on, and it's just got 2 functions, like a 5 mil and a 3 mil. I just put it through the 3 mil. And so here is your laminating sheet. It's all cornered up. I don't fold down on the creases or anything right now because I'm trying to eliminate air bubbles. So I will fold after. I do have it scored, but I don't fold on it yet, because if you do, it creates, if you guys have laminated before, you'll know it creates air bubbles, and you can totally put it through a couple times to get rid of them, but just to prevent them, I try my best not to. So as you can see here, some laminators you can get like 12 by 12 to go through, and it's great. But this particular laminator, I think it's like a 9 by, oh, I don't know, a 9 by 8, 9 by 9 maybe. I have no idea. But it's a smaller one. So what you got to remember, go with like your sheet of the, like your laminator. sheet, whatever you guys have. I'm so disorganized. I'm so sorry. And of course, this is what I mean. Tutorials is not my forte. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna slip this in, and I tried to line my paper up to eliminate trimming. So what I mean by that is line it up as perfect as you can to one end so that you're only trimming one end later. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna take you guys off camera so I can do that, and then I'll bring you on. I'm just trying to get it lined up, like up here and down here, as straight as I can. And of course, usually I get it right away. I don't know. It's just a little bit more staticky this time around, I guess. Okay. I'm usually not a perfectionist by any means, you guys, but I do like to try to get it as straight as possible because it just looks a little bit more professional. So that's probably the straightest of the border I'm gonna get. All right, so how do I do this so you guys can see? All right, so I'm gonna put my laminator in like this, and you're gonna want to put it through with the folded side. So the open, I don't know, I want to say open seam side here will be the last. It'll be going in the closed end. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so I pop it through and I let it do its thing. Don't rush it, just, you know, let it go with the flow. Okay, and I almost started singing. Yeah, that's right, Frozen, Let It Go. But I won't. How's your guys' day going? I'm like, this is my last day before I'm back to work, and I got the Pfizer vaccine recently, and I'm just like, my arm is still sore. So yeah, I just thought I'd get some crafting in. I know, so off topic, but that's what I was kind of like moaning and groaning about a little bit there. Anyways, I thought my son's napping right now. Now's a better time than ever to get my crafting done. All right, it is almost, so you can see it, it's almost finishing through now. I'm so glad I picked up this little cheapy laminator, or if you can find one used, that's even better, because how many like things are really laminate, you know? So this is just like the perfect little thing ever, and I love it. So I'll let you guys look at that instead of my mess on the table here. Yeah, really, really cute. I have been loving, you guys can see, this has been like my favorite size here. Ooh, and I will be showing you guys how to do the elastic, like to put it through, at least my end, so that you can fit 4 signatures. All right, you guys, so it looks like it's through here. Perfect. I will turn off my machine and get it off my desk for some more space. It's so careful, the machine is hot, okay, you guys? So if you have little ones, animals, pets, whatever, just careful. All right, this is my sheet here. So you can see here, you guys have some leftover that you do have to trim down. So do you see what I mean by if you line it up as perfect as you can? I'm only trimming 2 out of the 4 sides down. So that's why I was being a little OCD over, because I was like, I don't want to do more trimming than I need to. So super, super vibrant. I absolutely love this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay. So let's bring back our paper trimmer. And I mean, do you absolutely necessarily need a paper trimmer? No, but it gives you nice, clean, sharp edges that look professional. So yeah, you're gonna want to do that. And with the leftover, if you have a sewing machine, you guys, this is when you can totally do like little slots for your pens, like to, you'll see what I mean. Sorry guys, my husband was just calling me, so I had to go to attend that. All right, so let's, oh, look at my nails, they look horrible. Literally, I'm getting them done today. And this, I blame helping my sister and her moving, and so you can tell I was hard at work. Okay, so let's trim it down, and I do try to leave a similar amount of like the border or seam, I don't know what you guys call it. So let me do that. And it's important to, of course, not cut into the paper, or else you're going to unseal the lamination. I don't know, is that what happens? I've actually never done that before, so you guys tell me if anyone's ever done that. Sorry, I'm just like, it's because I'm filming, first of all, that I don't know, so I'm trying to be more precise with my trimming. So there is that off. Perfect, looking good. And then I'm just gonna do the top end here. And then I just kind of make a note of like, okay, how much is left on this side, and just try to trim down the other side. Like, the whole point is having something, you know, you can carry, you're proud of, it looks professional, and you almost want people to be like, oh, where'd you get that from? I made it, right? That's our goal. Okay, I think I'm good. All right. These little pieces, you guys, don't get rid of them, okay? And I will show you guys why. Okay, so I have my edges all trimmed down, and what's left is, you guys see there, it's a pointy edge. So I'm gonna go in again with my corner rounder. This is real time, you guys. This is me crafting real time. And, you know, I always see people's tutorials and they're so fast. And I'm like, that's why I can't do tutorials. I'm shaking the camera. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, because I know this is so easy that if I can do a tutorial on it, anyone can do it. And that's my point. All right, guys. So I'm gonna move away my trimmer to make more space. Now that you guys, you know, make note of your tops and bottoms, so I'm just gonna go with the shamrocks, like just make sure they're all lined up. Okay. Now you can use a bone folder, but I kind of, because it's laminated, I just feel like I want to be gentle with it. I don't want to be too rough and like create air bubbles, because done it, you guys. I'm telling you, I've done it. All right, you guys. So right, it's totally, see, gentle, because then the air bubbles start. Anyways, it's coming together, and this is what I mean. So with, in terms of your closure, now traditionally, yes, people use elastic. I think I'm gonna use red too. I don't have any green elastic. That would have been really cute. But yeah, because there's some red in that rainbow, so I don't know. I may change my mind. But here's where you can decide to use this excess here. And you can, if you're a sewer like I am, you can always sew it on the back, cut it down to size, and just do like a little snap closure with this plastic. So you could do that. Or what for the sake of this video, and I know people are wanting to know how to like thread the elastic and whatnot, so I'm going to show people how to do that. So I'm going to save this though, because I think I'm going to do a little pen slot with this plastic, so then it looks something like this. You know, you guys see those all the time. So I will put that to the side. All right, guys. Now, when you're like doing this, you want to plan it out. How many signatures do you want? Now, if I were to add if I wanted more, like 5 or 6 signatures, I'm going to have a bigger spine. But for this little traveler's notebook, I'm going to do 3. So you're going to want to plan ahead. Absolutely. And also for your closure, do you want one that is hole punched in the middle and that wraps around like this? Or do you want to hole punch it here and it wraps like, again, it depends on the tools that you have. I like to use a Sharpie for this process. I mean, you can use a pencil. I'm just blind half of the time, so I like to see my things really well. So I'm planning out my signatures right now. Now, just note that wherever you punch, you got to remember that affects the size of your signature. For me, I like to maximize the size of my signature. I don't want tiny, like if I punched, so say if you punched right here and right here, that's, you know, with your signatures, you're going to lose out on all this space. So I try to get as close to the edge as possible. And I love my little mat here because it helps me with, so you see here, it's just under 1 inch, my spine. So I try to line it up. And yes, I do eyeball it. It's okay. It doesn't have to be pregnant, perfect. But I also have like the little shamrocks here to use as guides too. So I'm gonna eyeball and go in about 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna make 3 dots. Now remember, you want your little dots far enough away because like, so they're not they're staggered properly. Otherwise you're going to be punching multiple holes and you don't want to punch 2 holes in the same spot by accident. So you want enough room for that. So with my lines, and that I'm using my little mat here, and you feel free to whip out a ruler, do what you got to do to get your holes as perfect as you can. And thank goodness, again, like I said, I'm not OCD, so I'm just gonna boop, 1 in the middle there, and like 1 right there. I'm just gonna go back to make, so you guys can see it a little darker. So do you see what I did there? Not perfect, but generally it's gonna be decent. And then I'm just gonna do on the same side, similar, line it up. And I'm gonna do 1 right there, and right there. Just about 1/4 inch apart from each other. So that way, you guys, like when you are going into punch, and of course I'm using the smaller punch. There's I'm using the 1/8 punch versus the 3/16. Yeah. So when I go in, I do line it up with, so I can see, you know, like, because you can see, if you guys have got a crocodile, you can kind of see through the little hole there, and that's what I do. Now, so I'll punch those out, but before I do that, I am going to put in a punch in the middle as well, so I'm gonna just measure that up. So what is this? This was 8 1/4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you guys, I am not Miss Perfect, so, but if you are, definitely pull out a ruler. So generally, right here is somewhere the middle. So I'm just gonna put a little, okay. And then 1/4. Oh yeah, I'm like about right here. Okay, there, that's more centered to me. So this will eat, like if you guys are afraid, you don't want to use, you know, a Sharpie, use a pencil, use whatever. So I've got all my holes marked out for me to know where I'm gonna punch. All right, now I'm gonna go in and punch out my holes. So I'll do that on camera so you guys can see. Now I try my best to always start with the middle. So I've got the one punched out there, you guys can see. Because that is gonna give you, at least if you punch out the middle one first, I guess you can kind of go by the other ones. So there you guys have it. 3 holes punched out. They're not perfect, like exactly aligned, but when you put the elastic through, it's barely even visible, to be honest. Then here, again, you guys can see I am starting out with my middle hole. Filming video. I'm coming. You can see they're not perfect, but they're there. And then my last hole, just want to make sure I've got it set on the 1/8. And for this one, I kind of just eyeball it before I punch it all the way down. Like, can you guys see, like, the little moving it up and down there? Yeah, I tried to land it over my Sharpie mark. And again, if you guys don't get it perfect, before I punch down, I'm like, okay, that's as centered as I'm gonna get it. I punch. So there you have it. All my holes are punched out. And I am probably gonna do like a little bit of a break right now. Go check on my son, go whatever, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to thread the elastic around to make the traveler's notebook. All right, hey guys, I'm back. So it's been like several hours after I did go get my nails redone, and it reminded me of a wedding color, so I threw on my wedding ring. Anyhow, let's get back into showing you guys how I thread through the elastic. Okay, so I went looking for gold thread, and I did notice I ran out. So I usually like this thickness of elastic, which I think we determined was 1.8 millimeters, but I only had this this available, and it's 0.8, so it's like a millimeter thinner. So I tried it and it works, so I'm gonna use that. So what I measured out was about 44 inches, because we're going to be wrapping it around to the spine a little bit to make the, for it to hold the signatures. And then I guess I didn't really measure this because I just had a piece of this metallic hot kind of magenta, hot pink magenta color around. So I don't know, let's just say I've got about 18 inches of this stuff to make the loop for the closure around, but we'll start step by step, okay? And I'll try to go as slow as possible so I don't confuse you guys. Okay, so firstly, you're gonna make sure, so if you've decided how many signatures you want, so you start off with the hole on the right, and you're gonna go through that, and then you're gonna come around and loop into the middle hole like so. And then I like to run it down so it's a little past, like an inch past the middle, because that's where I'm gonna end off with. So with the other end, I'm gonna do the same thing, you guys. I'm gonna go through the hole on the very right, pull all that string or the elastic through until it looks like this. So this string here is still hanging in the middle, and then I've got this cord through here. Okay, so because the idea is that you don't have any cord hanging on the outside of your cover. And then I'm gonna loop. So I'm gonna loop back in through the middle. So this thinner elastic cord's a little bit more finicky to work with because it's not as sturdy, but that's all I have. And you guys know me, I'm gonna use what I have. So, oh yeah, and in case you're wondering, a lot of my elastic cord was from Dollarama. I know you can pick it up from like anywhere, like AliExpress. This thin one just happened to be from Dollar Tree, and I like never used it before. So I'm gonna run that through. So then, can you see that, guys? It makes like a little loop right there. All right. And then once I'm through, I'm gonna run it through the other side and meet up and go through that middle loop. And there's already that half string hanging, and I'm gonna go through that same loop and pull it through. And then from here, I'm gonna loop through the hole on the very left, like so, and then I'm gonna come down to the hole on the very left, and you're gonna put it through, pull that through, so that, can you guys see here? Sorry for the glare. So I've got 3 there, and I want to end off in the middle where I left that half string past the center hole a little bit there. So in order to do that, that's where we've left off, and I'm going to loop it through the center hole again. See, very finicky, this thin string. Gonna loop it through the middle hole, and I'm gonna pull it through. And you don't want to do it so tight. You want to do it so that there's some give, because if you do it too tight, when you put your signatures in, it's gonna be very stiff. But if you have some give, like, you don't want it too loose either. Not too tight, not too loose. You want to find a happy medium. So now, can you guys see both my ends of my string are back in the middle? So you do have an option of putting in 3, 2, 4 signatures. Tying it off here gives me an extra string, so I could put that 4th signature in. And I do like to usually put a folder in, or a calendar, something a little bit smaller than a full signature. And then I'm gonna tie it off. I love this green and gold together, you guys. It's so cute. So I'm gonna tie it off just like so. Some people like to leave the string, but do you guys see there how it's like not overly tight, not overly loose, but it's just enough give? So with my string, you know, the ends that are hanging, I don't know, I like this look. I like to leave about 1 inch. Some people cut it all the way to the end, your call. So that was the looping of the strings, and then nothing is shown on the outside. And what you can do is hang charms on these loops. I actually do have a charm. I've actually made a green themed charm. But that's what it'll kind of look like. Now, I'm just gonna push that up here, and I'm gonna show you guys how I loop I make the closure. This paper is so busy, so I didn't realize it would be harder to see things. So with this closure, I do want some beads, like I've showed you guys before. Here is one. Like, here's this one I've shown you guys, but it's just got some beads in the front. I love that. It is so, I think it's so cute. I mean, you can hang tassels, you can hang charms, you can hang whatever. I just have a ton of beads, so I like to do that. So I've got my beads picked out, and then you're gonna slip one end in, and then on the other end, before you put it through, you're gonna slip your charms through. So, or your beads or whatever. I've even done like little puffy hearts. I've punched a hole. It is so cute. The ideas are endless. So once you have that done, and do you see how with the thicker cord here, it's so much easier to handle. It like doesn't slip through your fingers. So I do prefer the thicker, and I did use up all my gold's elastic. Okay, so let's see. I know the paper is so busy. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so now that I have both ends through, you know, this is where you decide, hey, how much do I want to leave? Now, because I haven't added the signature, I haven't, and this is a step you could totally do last, but for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you guys how I make these elastic little closures. So I kind of, some people will just measure the length times 2, or the width, sorry. So this is what it'll kind of look like. So I've got an idea there. I don't want to leave it, again, too loose or too tight. So I've got lots left over. You'd probably be good with like 16 inches actually of elastic. And you're going to tie your knot. And I'm going to do a loose knot because, again, like I said, I don't know, and I'm going to double knot it. I don't know how much room or space the signatures are going to take up. So I'm going to do a looser knot. So I'm going to just leave that hanging for now because I really don't know. And I'll trim it down once I have my signatures in. But in terms of my cover, there you guys have it, you know. And your recipient can switch out the beads, they can switch out whatever, they can switch out this charm here. But that's pretty much the gist of my traveler's notebook. And when I do use like faux leather or other materials, like I'm sure you could do this with an acetate like shaker style, you could do that. The ideas, the possibilities are endless. And again, you guys, like, I haven't sewn this little piece yet, but this is a faux leather book that I've made. And yeah, like all my elastics, like this is a white iridescent. White iridescent, I've already like used up. And of course I didn't score because it is faux. But yeah, you just hang your, that's what I mean. This is what I wanted to show you guys. You hang your dangles off of these little loops that you've made, and it's very sturdy. Like you can't see with this because the cording is so thin, but you can definitely see it with this here. So there you guys have it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it wasn't quick, but it's pretty simple. Until next time, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.